everyone! So I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite subject, blush. If you know me, you know I love blush. Blush is the way to my heart. And instead of doing a blush spring favorites video, which I might do in a couple of weeks, I kind of wanted to do a video showing you a lot of the new spring 2014 blushes. Some of these I purchased myself, some were sent to me for review on my blog. I love them all. I figured that would be a really great time because they are still in store and you could go check them out because there are a lot of awesome options here. Now, I have done a review on many of these on my blog, and if I have done a review, I'm going to link them all down below where I put all of the products that I've listed. So if there is a review and you want to check that out, then be sure to click on those links because it will take you to my blog, show you a few more swatches, and give you a bit more detail on what I think about the different blushes. So I will get started. So the first blush I'm going to show you is from the new Dior Trianon collection, and this is one of the Dior blushes, and it is in the shade Coral. Or Coral. I'm not really sure how you're supposed to say it because there's an I after the A before the L. Anyway, this is really gorgeous sort of like pinky peach coral. I'm going to do close-ups of all of these blushes so you will see there's just this really cute little intricate bow. Absolutely gorgeous, very, very well pigmented. It's just, like the perfect shade of like peachy pink for spring. I love it. I love Dior blushes. There are some products that I don't think Dior does that well. Like some of their eyeshadow palettes I haven't always been the biggest fan of. But when it comes to their blushes, they have never disappointed me. They are well worth the price. And this one again is just so pretty. Next up is a blush that I featured in my favorites video last month, and it is from the new Lancome French Ballerine collection, and it is their blush highlighter powder in the color Rose Ballerine, and it again is freaking gorgeous. You're gonna hear me say that a lot because all of these are freaking gorgeous. So this one is sort of supposed to be a combination of a blush and highlighter. I was worried it wouldn't have a lot of pigmentation because of that. It is very nicely pigmented. It is a very sort of soft baby pink color to it, so you're not going to get like a bold look on your cheeks, but it definitely has enough color to be worn on its own. And in terms of the highlighter, it's not glittery or shimmery at all. It's sort of just this matte, really pretty glow that you get to your face when you use it. And the packaging again is adorable. There's like a little rose shape in here, and then the front of it here just has a little pink bow. So next up is a product that for me wins Best Packaging Award hands down, and it is from the new Lise Watier Imagine collection, and just look at that. Like, isn't that stunning? It's sort of like bluey pink sunset on the front of it. And inside it gets even better because it is a mosaic blush, something I have really never seen before. I've seen like the mosaic powders, but not blush. And then in terms of the different colors in here, there's sort of like a deeper coral pink, there's sort of a light peachy pink, and then a nude brown. But when you swatch it, it comes off as this sort of really nice, bright, rosy pink. It's weird because it doesn't have any glitter or shimmer to it, and it looks like a matte blush, but I found that when I applied it, it almost gave my cheeks just a little bit of a metallic sheen, like a little bit of a glow, not too over the top. You could still use highlighter with it and you're not going to look like you have like a beam of light coming off your cheeks or anything, but gorgeous. First products from the Imagine collection, because I reviewed a bunch of them, that I've ever tried from the line, and I was really, really impressed, especially with this blush. I know this is available until April, and they are available in Shoppers Drug Mart stores in Canada, but I believe if you go on the website, they also ship to the US, and I'm not 100% sure about international shipping, but definitely worth looking at because it is absolutely stunning. So next up, I have two blushes that have one of the best blush formulas I have ever tried, and they are from Clinique, and they are the new Cheek Pop blushes, and I have the shades Peach Pop and Berry Pop, and I have them swatched, and just like look at that color. Like, I just rub my finger around it once, and that is the amazing color payoff you get. What I love about these, like I said, is the formula. They started out as a liquid, and then they were baked at a really low temperature for a very long time to create this sort of like luminous, silky blush. These have zero fallout. Like, you can try as hard as you want to swatch these things and get any sort of powdery fallout. It's not gonna happen. I've tried, trust me. The colors, like I said, are awesome. They have a really gorgeous glow, again, that they give the cheeks. Again, not over the top because there is no shimmer or glitter, but it just makes you look luminous, sort of that like lit from within glow. I absolutely love these. I'm probably gonna go out and get the other two shades. These two were sent to me, but they're just like honestly the best, one of the best blush formulas I have ever tried. Speaking of adorable packaging, I know, like, it's so hard to choose. There's so many. This is a new blush that I'm actually wearing today. It's crazy. I put on a lot of blush. And when I come to film these videos, and I think it's because the window's right here, I look at my cheeks through the screen and I'm like, I don't look like I'm wearing any blush. But in real life, I'm like, bam, lots of color on my cheeks. So anyway, this is the new Blooming Pretty Highlighting Face Powder, but I'm going to say it's a blush. And this is from Marc Cosmetics, and how gorgeous is that? So it has this sort of yellow ring around the edge of it that's supposed to be like the illuminator. I have tried swatching this on its own, and it doesn't come off that pigmented. Like, it gives a glow, but there's no real color with it, and it looks sort of weird to put this sort of like glowing yellow thing by itself on your cheeks. So I like to swirl all the colors together. There's a sort of hotter pink, and then around the edges is a sort of baby pink. And when you swirl it all together, it just comes off with this really, look at my finger stained from those Clinique ones. So there it is. It's this really sort of soft petal pink. There's a lot of nice pigmentation to it. I really like it. It's one of those blushes that go with everything, and like all of the Marc and sort of Avon cosmetics, it retails for a really good price. So next up are two blushes that I showed you in my recent US haul video, and they are from Milani, and they are the new Milani Baked Matte blushes, and they are gorgeous. If you watched that video, you know that the blush gods were looking down on me that day because I ended up getting lost and having to go to a CVS to ask directions, and found these two babies there. So the first one is in Delizioso pink, and it's this really beautiful sort of Barbie pink with blue undertones. It's really well pigmented, but these are very easy to sheer out because they have such a nice soft creamy formula without having any really sort of like powdery fallout to them. And the second one is in the shade Bella Rosa, and it's this one there, like bam, that is in your face, that is bright. And it's this really nice sort of deep coral red. Again, really gorgeous. Definitely need a light hand with these, but like I said, they're easy to sheer out and stunning. So next up is a blush that has a huge buzz around it, and it is one of the new Hourglass Cosmetics Ambient Lighting Blushes, and this is in the shade Diffused Heat. So basically what they have done is taken their famous lighting powder, so that's sort of like the white shade that you see there, and then taken a nice blush, this one's sort of like a corally peachy pink, mix them together in sort of a marbled effect so that when you swatch them you get a lot of color, but you're still getting the same sort of lighting effects that the powders have. So this one has the diffused lighting powder, which I don't have myself, and then like I said, this sort of corally peachy pink. In terms of pigmentation, they're nicely pigmented, but this is a very light shade. If you can see it there, I also have it on the back of my hand. Definitely has that same really pretty glowy effect without it having any sort of shimmer or glitter to it. I really like these. I used a little bit today just on the top of my cheekbones to get a little bit of a glow, but again, with this whole lighting situation, you can't see. So yeah, I really like this, and I can't wait to kind of check out the other shades. So the last two blushes I have to show you are both cream blushes, and the first are ones I picked up this weekend at a Makeup Forever event I went to, and they are the new Makeup Forever HD blushes. What these are a cream to powder formula blush, but they are different than any cream blush I have honestly ever tried. Unlike a lot of the cream blushes that I own, they are not at all sticky, they're not gloopy, they just have this really silky texture that just blends out effortlessly. Like, you can blend these babies like no other. And you can use just any regular powder brush with these. You don't need like these synthetic haired brushes. You can just use your regular, you know, natural haired brush, whatever brush you normally use to apply a powder blush, you can use with these. Like I say, they blend out really beautifully. At the event that I went to, they had a makeup artist show us how to apply our blush according to our face shape, and I was very happy to find out that I now have a heart-shaped face. Before I lost 40 pounds, I had a round face, and now I'm getting a bit of a heart shape to it. So that's why I have this shade here. This is the shade that the makeup artist chose for me, and it is number 335, and it's sort of this nude brown with slight peach undertones. This works nicely as both a blush and bronzer, and this is why she picked it out, because for my face shape, I'm supposed to be doing sort of like a C shape on the upper top part of the cheekbones and then on the temples, so it sort of does a little bit of contouring for me. So that's what I've been doing for a couple of days, and I really, really like it. Not a color I would normally pick out for myself, but I went with her, and I like it. And then the second shade, oh, I'll show you a quick swatch of that, even though I'll do a close-up. So you can see there, it's sort of just this like brown nudie shade. And then the second shade is supposed to be a universal shade that works for any skin tone, and I really honestly think it will, because it can be built up for darker skin tones who need a bit more color, or really sheared out for really light skin tones who don't want a ton of color. And it is the shade number 410, and it's this really gorgeous sort of corally peachy shade. Very bright, but again can be blended out very, very nice. Like, they just, even if you don't want to buy them, go to Sephora or your Makeup Forever counter and just feel them, because you have never ever felt a silky cream blush like these. So the very last blushes I have to show you are another cream to powder formula, and they are from Clarins, and they are the new multi-blush blushes. These have a slightly similar texture to the ones I just showed you, because they are very silky, but whereas those ones sort of turn into a powder the more you blend them, these ones, when you swatch them, are basically, I mean, they're creamy and then they turn to a powder almost like right away, even just like on my finger. But again, because they are that cream to powder and that silky texture, they are really easy to blend out. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love the colors. The first one here is number 01, and it's in the shade Peach. And see if I can get it so you can see it from here. And it's just this really, really pretty light peach shade. Blends out beautifully. The feeling again, you just have to feel these ones. And then the second one is in the shade 03, Grenadine, and it is one of my favorite shades, just that really bright sort of coral orange shade to it. And that looks like super bright, but again, just, oh, it blends out so pretty. If you can see it, it's that one there. I just really prefer this cream to powder formula, because like I said, with the cream blushes, they just get kind of gloppy and sticky, and it just doesn't really work all the time for me. So that is it for this video. If you know of any other really great spring 2014 blushes that have come out, be sure to leave them down below. I am a blush fiend, and I'm constantly looking for new ones. My blush drawer cannot get full enough, so I would definitely love to know your suggestions. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!